We have some major things that are happening here in the real estate market here in Southwest Florida. In this video, we're going to be going over the market stats, but more interestingly, we're going to be talking about how the presidential election that is coming soon, how that is affecting real estate, and we're going to talk about the statistics of how this should affect real estate in the future as well, because we've got some really good information to pull from. Now, I'm Brad Dohack, broker owner here at Gulf Point Properties, and every single month I want to bring you the information to be able to make a great decision around real estate, especially when it comes to Southwest Florida. Now, we're looking at both Lee County, which is Fort Myers, Estero, Bonita Springs, Cape Coral, Lehigh Acres, and Collier County, which is really Naples primarily, Marco Island, Golden Gate Estates. We're going to look at the two numbers, so it basically encompasses the majority of Southwest Florida, and understand how things have changed year over year. Now, as we get into it, this is single family homes. So we have 311 that were sold in Collier County over the course of the past month. That's down 23% year over year. So we're starting to see where the number of sales is significantly slower than last year. And if you remember, last year was slower than 2022. And if you remember, 22 was slower than 2021. So things have slowed down quite a bit. Now in Lee County, there's always more transactions that take place. There's 1,225 single family homes that sold. That's actually up 5%. So now we have a scenario where Lee County is selling more than it did last year. Collier County is selling significantly less than it did last year. And if you've watched these over time, if you've watched my videos and my channel over time, you've seen that Collier County has been outperforming Lee County, Fort Myers area, and now we see sort of a reverse in that trend, and that Lee County is doing better than Collier County, in terms of the number of transactions at least. Now, median price. This is interesting. We have $740,000 as a median price of a single family home in Collier County. That's actually up 1% year over year. I'm gonna come back to that because there's this bigger information that's happening there. And then $390,000 in Lee County, which is down 4%. So I'd mentioned that today, the median price of a single family home in Collier County is $740,000. If we go back 4 months, that median price was $950,000. We're talking about a $210,000 difference in the median price, which is the equivalent of 22% down. That is substantial. If we look at what happened in Lee County over that same time frame, it was $415,000. Now it's $390,000, a much smaller drop. I think that's around 5 or 6% compared to the 22% drop in just 4 short months in Collier County. So we've seen that come down very quickly. And again, the election, we're going to talk about how that might be affecting some of these things. Now, days on market, we're looking at 60 days on market in Collier County. That's up 40% year over year. This is the time frame from the time a home goes on the market for sale until it goes under contract, meaning buyer and seller come together. It's been hovering right around that 2-month time frame for a while now. And then 55 days in Lee County on market before you can expect a contract. That's up 31%. So all of them are about 2 months before you can expect a contract. New listings, 439 new properties came on the market in Collier County. That's down 7% compared to last year. So a few less coming on the market, which could help with prices holding where they are. And then 1,658 new listings in Lee County, which is actually up 8%. So a few more coming on in Lee County, a few less coming on in Collier. Pending inventory. So these are the number of properties that we have that are currently under contract. In Collier County, we're at 466. That is down 19% year over year. And then in Lee County, 1,478. That is also down 19%. So you see in this pending category, we have less that are under contract, meaning that our closings are going to be lighter in the coming months than they were same time last year. Our supply in Collier County is at 6.6 months worth of supply. That is up 50% over last year. That supply is down compared to what it was in the previous months. We had almost 11 months worth of inventory. So that's a good sign to get some of that property moving. And then 5.7 months worth of inventory in Lee County. That's up 33% year over year. So how does the election, what does that have to do with what's going on in the overall market? If you've been following what's been going on, you can see that over the past couple of months, that the interest rates, the mortgage interest rates have been declining. We also know that the Federal Reserve has decreased the federal funds rate, which can have a trickle-down effect on mortgage rates as well. But why I bring that up is because this starts off with the statistics that we're talking about. They're looking to do things to incentivize real estate, incentivize people feeling good about what's going on in the overall market. And so based on these stats, actually 8 out of the last 11 election cycles, interest rates have come down leading up to the election. And what we know that people tend to act a little wonky leading up to a presidential election. So I don't know about you, but social media, the mainstream media, things go a little bit crazy. And when there is craziness induced to the marketplace, that causes all kinds of ripple effects on things. So if I'm unsure about the future, I'm not going to be making large investments. Typically, I'm not going to be investing in real estate. Now, I've been in real estate for 18 years at this point, so I've seen 4 different election cycles. And what I can tell you is that the media, what they do, their job is to scare the other side into believing that if the other side wins, that the world is going to end, or the United States of America is going to end. And so you have this uneasiness, the sense of uneasiness that comes in the marketplace, because whether you're Republican, Democrat, or independent, it doesn't really matter, in that the other side is convincing you that if the other side wins, that it's going to be a major problem and the world's going to fall apart. Now the reality is, how much does the president have to do with real estate, especially local real estate? The answer is not that much, but it's again the sense of unsure of what's going to happen in the future, which tends to constrain what happens around decisions. That's why we see these numbers going lower. Now, here's the deal. Those transactions don't just disappear. It's not like somebody who wanted to move or wanted to buy something automatically doesn't ever want to buy something ever again. What this does is it typically postpones a decision. So we don't anticipate there to be a whole lot of market activity that goes on over the course of the next month and a half before the election. Now, what happens after the election is a very different story. So on 9 of the last elections that have taken place, the number of real estate transactions increased the year after the election compared to the year of the election. And on top of that, in 10 out of the 11 past election, the years following the election, prices have also increased. So out of 11 election cycles, prices have gone up the year after the election in 10 of those election cycles, which is a substantial number. So what does that mean? We have a lot of expectation here that if those numbers follow suit, that we're going to see appreciation come 2025. The only time where that did not happen was in 2008, when there was the massive collapse that happened. That's the only election cycle when we did not see real estate prices increase the year following the election. So what do you think is going to happen? I always want to hear from you. Please comment below. I'd love to hear your thoughts on how the election is going to affect things in the marketplace. And as always, thank you so much for watching. I sincerely appreciate it, and you have a blessed day. Thanks.